Hello and welcome to this week's weekly forecast. Thank you so much for waiting for me to restart this series and restart these weekly forecasts. And thank you for being patient. I have been having some time out for some self-care, and but now I'm ready to be back on board and get these forecasts going regularly again. And so I hope you're with me and have some fun. And we'll start as usual by shuffling the cards as we do. And I'm going to choose 6 cards as I do every week. I always like to, as I'm pulling some cards out, just say how very important it is for self-care. And I have a few things going on in my life that sometimes I need to take some time out for. But this time was a bit unexpected. I don't usually get this unwell for so long. Okay, but having said that, let's get started. The first card we have is where we're all at. So this is like the inquiry card, or this is you, this is me, and where we are at this week. And so the card we're starting with is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is somebody who is getting a lot of really strong, I want to say a bit of kick-ass energy. That's the only word I can come up with at the moment. Very strong and very truthful and very straightforward and very grounded. So we're all in that truth-telling, let's move things forward, very practical moment. Where there's not airy-fairy. We know what we need to do. We know how to go about it. We know how to pull those resources in. But we're not taking any sort of nonsense from anywhere else, and if it does come in, we're not giving it any energy, which I think is a fabulous place to, or fabulous space to be in. That way, because if we let other situations, other people's thoughts interfere in where we are at, then that takes away our creative moments in the energy that we need for our own life and our own purpose. So we're not taking anybody else's silliness around. So the energy that's sort of motivating us or pushing us at the moment is the Six of Swords. So that means that there are things to be done. That means, and I'm not surprised that her energy is here now, is because there are jobs to be done. There are things that have to be taken care of, and those, it seems to me that there's been a few things piling up. So that means a lot of tying up of loose ends. And this energy suggests that you can't have time where you can just meander in and out of those tasks. And these are tasks to do, right? Not just, I might do this and I might do that. There are particular things that need to be tied up. So this is a week of tying up loose ends. And this energy is where we're all at, because we need to be focused and moving forward. No questions asked, and no sort of meandering or mucking around. The energy that's surrounding all of us is one of very focused and very results driven to get those things out the way. And it feels to me that this is now that we now have the energy, if you have anything that's left undone, to get that energy done. Now, this is where we're blocking, or the blockages at the moment. And it's funny that I mentioned at the beginning about how external influences can take away our creative thoughts, can take away our energy that we need for our own projects and our own purposes. And what's challenging us at the moment is other people's drama. So that means that and also two truths coming out. So you could see here that because she's here and she's telling the truth and she's speaking her mind, that there is no place for other people's poor me attitude or victim mentality. So you will find that you will be in a place of, I've got to get these things done, I've got to tie up these loose ends. I really don't have the time to give to other people's dramas, but those dramas are going to be in your face, or in all of our faces actually. So it's very to keep in mind that will be the distraction. And if you are working with that Queen of Pentacles energy, you will be able to not taking notice of those distractions, but they will be around, and that will be the challenges. Nothing else other than other people's drama trying to suck you in. Interesting. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at, what our response will be. So our response will be just, again, we're just going to say, go away. I'm not interested. There is no meanness, or there is no, like it's harsh. There's not harsh words. They're just sharp words. And you will, the response around this will be to realize that this is just not gossipy information, but any sort of drama that's around has nothing to do with you. And that's the energy. That's what that will be. The response around this card is, it'll be, go away. Got nothing to do with me. I've got something. I've got other things to do here. And so you will be using your words to clear the air around you. If you can imagine, you've got your aura, and then you've got people creating drama, and that energy and information is trying to seep into your aura and into your body, into your mind, and so forth. This Page of Swords card is actually blowing it back. Get out of my space. And that'll be your response. Is that this got nothing to do with me. You won't buy into it, and it's like a leaf blower, getting rid of all the rubbish out of the aura. That's the only thing I can think of. It's not a vacuum cleaner sucking it in. It's the exact opposite. So next, have a look at what our possibilities are. So here we have the King of Pentacles. So the possibilities are that we have, once we ground ourselves and put ourselves into that truth-telling or truth-to-power energy and not buy into anybody else's drama, means we have energy to build or create something very solid for ourselves. The King of Pentacles traditionally talks about changing work or starting your own business, but he's definitely all about making money. So your creative energy this week will be about how you can make your life a little bit better in financially or in the physical world, but making life easier financially. And so by following the steps, the earlier steps that show up, and giving your energy to yourself and not buying into other people's drama, means that you have the opportunities around you for new work, new money coming in, or even starting your own business. On a side note, can I just say, whenever I do a reading for people and the King and the Queen turn up in a spread, that's also a very good time for soulmate relationships to turn up around. Well, just a bit of a side note, if anyone's looking for love, then there could be a little bit of romance on around for you this week, because those two have turned up in the spread. That to me is always an indication that there's also soulmate energy around. And if you do find that somebody's special this week, or meet them, or decide that you would like to start that relationship, because it's Pentacles, it'll be well grounded. It'll be around about building something solid and a solid foundation around something. And so it'll be very much, it won't be like romantic up in the air or on a intellectual basis. It'll be common goals, working towards something quite solid and quite strong. Now, spiritual aspect of this week, I'm finding is really interesting. Look at this card. We have the Chariot as a spiritual aspect. The Chariot, traditionally, like when it turns up on a spread for me, means that there are certain things that have been held back in that person, or in yourself, or in myself, where we've been compromising and holding things down, and you can no longer compromise. It means that it's either you can't push things down that are no longer that are lies. You can't hold back the truth anymore. In order for life to move forward, see how the two horses are pulling away from each other? You're trying to control everything. Well, this energy of this week frees up that control energy. Spiritually, you've been trying to hold everything together. Spiritually, you've been trying to rein in anger and physical physical responses to things, and trying to make sense of everything, and all of that energy that's going into rationalizing something that doesn't make any sense. You can let all of that go, and that means that you will be again, like the Chariot does tend to have outbursts of anger, or you can no longer repress the way that you feel. So spiritually, you will have a week of having to really live your own truth. If you're not living your own truth, you're going to really feel quite like unwell. You'll feel stressed out. You'll feel like anger bubbling away all the time, and it's just like that real sense. I get this real tenseness around everything. So spiritually, it's examining how much you're willing to compromise, how much you're willing to put up with, what are you pushing down, what are you not talking about, what are you not being honest about, because your soul and your guides are going to be placing you in situations where that has to be released, and that repressed energy, that repressed anger will be released whether you like it or not. Now, if you can go with that flow, it'll only be for the week. It's not going to be forever. And that allows you, or allows the extra, like all the energy that you put into repressing or compromising yourself, again, is going to allow you to give energy to your own creative ventures, or your own creative ideas. There's something else that keeps popping up around these cards as well. We've got, I love the gold colour in these three that are turning up. That to me is higher soul energy. So it's angelic, or very much higher compassion energy. So a lot of what's going on around for us this week just means that we are being driven by a higher power to get back on track, to get back into our spiritual selves, and what it actually means to walk our talk and live our true, live our best lives, or live to our true beliefs and values. And the other thing that's shown up, swords. The other part that's shown up as swords is very much a factor of the reading this week as well. So that is all about speaking your mind. It's about the mind, and it's about how you're going to go about articulating that. And again, it's about truth. To me, the swords are always about truth. It's about cutting through anything that is a lie, or that you've been compromising or put into place that doesn't make any sense. The swords are going to cut through all of that and get straight to the truth for you. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you. Thanks for joining me. My name's Vicki Haspels. Check out my website for all the things that I do, and I will be definitely talking to you next week. With love from me. Goodbye.